Yeah. So one of the things I loved was your speech, where you laid it all out there in the few seconds that you had. You said, if you're home and you're watching this right now, all I have to say is this is hard work. I've worked hard for a long time, and it's not about just winning. It's about not giving up. And if you have a dream, fight for it. And this is a part I love so much, y'all. This is worth a quote. There's a discipline for passion. And it's not about how many times you get rejected or you fall down or you've been beaten up. It's how many times you stand up and are brave and you keep on going. I just love that. There's a discipline for passion.
Thank you. There is a discipline for passion. And guess what? This book that you've given everyone today,
yes,
this entire event, this is also an exercise in a discipline of passion for yourself. This is the time that is for you, to give back to you. When you give back to yourself, you sit in a state of gratitude, and then you are able to give to those around you and be kind. That is how we heal the world.
So, someone had asked you, what do you see when you look at that Oscar? And you say you see a lot of pain. And was that because of the hard work, or is that because of the actual physical, mental pain that you had to go through up until that moment to get it?
Well, it's not a huge secret, but some of you might not know in the audience tonight or who's watching. But I struggle with mental health issues, and I struggle also with chronic pain. Some call it fibromyalgia or neuropathic pain.
What does that mean, fibromyalgia? What does that mean?
That is a very big question, Oprah. So fibromyalgia is essentially a chronic pain condition that makes your body hurt through your brain. Now, someone that might be watching this that has it might be saying, don't tell me that my fibromyalgia is in my head, because my whole body hurts. And even sitting here with you today, I am in head-to-toe pain. But what's interesting about it is that I have found through neuropsych research and my relationship with my doctors that fibromyalgia can be treated through mental health therapy. And mental health is a medical condition. It should be treated as a medical condition. It should not be ignored. And
So twice you've said you have mental health issues.
Yes.
What does that mean for you? Because as I was sharing with you on the phone, I have a girls' school with girls who've come from traumatic backgrounds.
Yes.
And I didn't know until I started the school, because I had this idea that I'm going to create the school and everybody's going to come and they're going to get an education, and then they're going to go out in the world and everything's going to be fabulous. I had no idea the impact that trauma
yes.
has on your mental health.
Well, I've shared this with you, and I will share it again, very vulnerably with all of you. I could open my book and read it, but I'll just tell you. So I was raped repeatedly when I was 19 years old. And I also developed PTSD. And
As a result of the rape?
As a result of being raped. And also not processing that trauma. I did not have anyone help me. I did not have a therapist. I did not have a psychiatrist. I did not have a doctor help me through it. I just all of a sudden became a star and was traveling the world, going from hotel room to garage to limo to stage, and I never dealt with it. And then all of a sudden, I started to experience this incredible, intense pain throughout my entire body that mimicked actually the illness that I felt after I was raped. So what that is
Were you
called,
raped by someone you knew?
I was raped by someone that I knew repeatedly. And it was a trauma response. So when you asked me about what fibromyalgia is, what I would like for you to know and to shine a light on is that many people don't know what it is, and we need to all get together and figure this out. And this is how we're going to do it. There's the neuropsych aspect. there's also an immunity aspect, that where there is a possibility that the immune system has something to do with fibromyalgia or trauma response or neuropathic pain, whatever you want to call it. And there's also some similarities in my condition to autoimmune diseases, but fibromyalgia is not an autoimmune disease. So what I take an oath as a commitment today with you is it's 2020, and for the next decade and maybe longer, I'm going to get the smartest scientists, doctors, psychiatrists, mathematicians, researchers, and professors in the same room together, and we are going to go through each problem one by one, and we are going to solve this mental health crisis.
Wow. So when you are raped and you have no way of processing that, the triggers come in all forms, in ways that you cannot predict, and show up in your life in areas that at the time you don't know that this is mental illness. You shared with me that you became a cutter.
I did.
And
I have scars.
And that you have scars from cutting. Can you explain to me, because I have girls at my school who cut, and I still to this day don't understand what it means. And I know if you are in this audience, some of you have raised daughters who were cutters.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, I like to say I used to cut,
Yeah.
as opposed to saying cutter. And I think I did say that with
Yes.
you in our interview. I love you too, sweetheart. I like to say I used to cut as opposed to I am a cutter, because then that I identify with it.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy for me. And when you speak things out into existence, you're feeding back something to your brain that you don't want to.
Right.
So I used to cut. Cutting for me, I believe, happens for a variety of reasons. I also used to throw myself against the wall. I mean, I used to do some horrible things to myself when I was in pain. And the truth is there's two reasons I believe that this happens. And this is my own personal expertise just from my experience, is that for half a second, right, if you cut, you get some relief from the other pain that you're feeling because you have pain somewhere else. But then after, what happens is then you see the blood, and then you feel chaotic, and then you spiral more and more out of control, and it is actually not helpful in any way, and it is going to make your spiral worse. It will make the neurotic state that you're in something that is going to be prolonged instead of shortening the amount of time that you're in it. Another reason, though, that people cut also is to show. And my mom and I always say with Born This Way Foundation, tell me, don't show me. So sometimes I would cut because I didn't want to feel pain, and other times I would cut because I wanted to show people that I was in so much pain,
That you were in pain.
that I needed help.